Well, well. I guess you came back for another story. Let's get right into this. What is up, YouTube? I'm Cody, as most of you probably already know that. If not, real quick, I really never explained this in the beginning, but I do weekly skating videos, usually about 3 a week. I've branched out to do a short film, and I did a cartoon actually not too long ago. So if you're interested in that, please check that out. But today is story time again. It rained all last night, kept me up with a huge thunderstorm outside my windows. And then even though the sun came out today, it still rained even though there's no clouds at all. Hate it when that happens. So I'm stuck inside today and I thought I'd do another quick story time and share 2 more stories about my skating in that. Last story time I told you about how I broke my back and how I have damaged feet. So I'll put a link in the description to that video if you're curious about those stories. But today is going to be 2 ones, and I was really debating the first one I'm going to tell is if I was going to tell this because it's kind of personal. I'm going to try my absolute best to not make this weird. So moving on, when I was skating over 5 years ago, I was skating for about 6 or 7 months. I'd learned how to kiss the lip of the rail, just right at the very edge on board slides. It took me about a month or 2 before I could actually do a decent board slide, but I was getting them real good, real consistent. 50-50s at that time for some reason scared me on anything. I don't know why. So it was board slides, everything. So I became very, very consistent on board slides, and I was happy, but I was tired of doing them on benches or flat bars that came to my shin. Wanted to do them on handrails, I wanted to do them on bigger stuff. So long story short, I sacked a lot for a year. And not even only on the rails. I've never been tall enough to have a board stand straight up and pass through my legs. I'm one of my only friends who is too short for that to happen. I had a friend who was 6'2", and no matter what, board would just fly through his legs. So in the first 2 years of skating, I sacked a ridiculous amount. So because I sacked a whole bunch, I ended up developing a condition, on the Australian side of your body, the land down under, we'll say. And I actually had the condition for 5 years before I had anything doctor style to look at them. And my first girlfriend, I don't know if she was embarrassed to say anything about it, so she let it go. And then my current girlfriend, when I say current, I don't mean current. I'm we've been together for almost 2 years now, so. But she basically didn't give me an option. She said, "You're getting this checked out. I'm concerned for you." So I manned up, and at 18 years old last year, I actually told my parents and there was something wrong, and I ended up having a condition called hydrocele. If you're curious for some god reason what a hydrocele is, you can Google it, because like I said, I'm going to try to not make this weird. But I need some props to show you what I'm talking about without getting weird, so give me 1 second. So I'm not going to say that these are to scale, but bear with me. Say this right here is a normal, healthy male. If you catch my drift. This was me. Like I said, not entirely fully to scale, but bear with me. So basically after 7 or 8 very embarrassing doctor's visits, I had surgery scheduled. That was last summer. I had the surgery. A little nervous because, it was a 10% chance I lose a testicle, about a 15% chance I go sterile, and it's about a 45% chance that the surgery does absolutely nothing and the condition comes back. And that takes 5 years to figure out if that, if it worked or not. So basically that is a real quick reason why I'm probably not going to be skating handrails or really any rails in my near future for a while, because 1, the surgery was pretty expensive, and 2, yeah. So, I got a weird scar out of it, only a handful of people have seen. But to lighten the mood now, I'm going to finish up talking about another skate injury story about my favorite scar, the scar in my elbow. So, let's talk about that. Okay, so this one isn't definitely as bad as that. And this one is why I kind of lost my love for speed bombing hills. So basically, when I was younger, I loved to speed bomb hills. And in my area there was a hill near a restaurant called the Petro. It was a gas station slash restaurant. And
that was the biggest hill in my area. It's still the biggest hill, but it was always my goal to bomb that.
So I think I'm going to finish up just the story in this position so I can stop running around. But basically, me and my friend went to go get something to eat at a restaurant on top of this huge hill. The hill is set up like this. It's a very steep decline for about 2 blocks. Then it makes a left turn. Very steep incline for another block. Make a left turn. A kind of mellower hill, but still pretty steep for another block. And then you add the flat. When you hit the flat, it kind of curls into a turn towards his house's direction. So it's just this huge like snake around this little mini mountain or whatever you'd call it. So we were meeting my friend to go fishing. I was skating for about a month at the time. My friend had been skating for about 5-6 years at this time. He's very comfortable on the board. I'm not. So he's just cruising down. He's having fun. And I decided to bomb it. Go down the first hill, going fine, going about 15. Go down the second hill, hit about 20 miles an hour. Hit the third hill. I am screaming, my adrenaline's pumping. I hit about 25 miles an hour. And when I hit the flat, I ended up hitting a couple rocks. And the board just kicked right out from under me. And I flew probably about 15 feet. I put my hands out, halfway through, flying through the air. I saw people break wrists in that, so that scared me. So I put my hands up and I covered my face. I landed entirely onto my left arm and I slid for about 10 feet. I had horrible road rash from my shoulder and my hip down to my arm. And the only thing that had happened was when I went fishing later that day, because I still went fishing, ended up swimming in a swamp and my arm right here got really infected. A long time to heal, and I'm left with a wicked scar now I've had for over 5 years. So real quick, I'll just show you the scar and we'll finish this video up. So the scar used to be bigger, it's slowly starting to fade, but as you can see, it's right here. And I've had it for years. It's scar tissue. It will never go away. I want to thank you for joining me for story time. Basically this, I guess you'd say, 2-part series video, I don't know what you'd call it, was just about how my skating has gone downhill quite a bit, and it's just me being honest and sharing with you that there's huge chances that my skating doesn't shoot up through the roof. Of course I'm learning tricks and I'm still having fun. I'll have fun for years with skating, but I don't want you to think that I'm going to start pushing myself to the limits, because my limits aren't that far off from what I'm doing now. So I just wanted to explain to you why high stuff's out, rails are out, and speed bombing, I wouldn't say it's out. I mean, I got a cool scar out of it, but anymore when I go down a hill, I usually will power slide most of the way instead of fully bomb it. So like, comment, and subscribe if you want to hear more stories, because there's more about skating and that, not about what diminishes me, but more fun stories. Leave a comment down below. I apologize, I'm stuck inside all day, but I thought I would do this video. And if you have any ideas for any other videos you want to see, let me know in those comments again. You can share this video if you want. You know, that helps. And if you're new to my channel, if you hit that subscribe button, that will be so awesome. But generally, just have a great day, and I will see you guys hopefully this weekend, as long as nothing comes up again. I apologize for last weekend. Goodbye.